Welcome to This Explainer. Let's just jump right in, because today we are going to completely dismantle everything you thought you knew about a very specific place.
Oh, I love these. Okay, where are we heading?
We're talking about Morocco. And honestly, I bet a very specific image just popped into your head the second I said that.
For sure. I'm immediately picturing those massive, sweeping desert dunes, maybe some really colorful spice markets, the absolute classic travel postcard.
Exactly. But today, we're exploring a country that has literally been hiding some of the most extraordinary stories on Earth right in plain sight. We're going to throw some facts at you that will completely flip those basic assumptions upside down.
It's just so easy to get stuck on that familiar postcard image, right? The sprawling markets, the vibrant colors, the camels, that's the familiar trope.
Yeah, it's exactly what you see in every single travel brochure.
But the actual reality of Morocco is that it is ancient, incredibly layered, and just far more complex than any of those tropes suggest. It's a place built entirely on massive, unexpected contrasts.
So to kick things off, I've got a quick trivia question for you. Ready? Lay it on me. Where is the world's oldest continuously operating university? Oldest. Okay, my brain jumps straight to Europe for that. I'm thinking ancient, ivy-covered stone buildings, maybe Oxford or the University of Bologna in Italy? See, that is exactly what almost everyone guesses, and you would be entirely wrong.
The correct answer actually takes us all the way back to the year 859 AD.
Wait, 859? No way.
Yes, that is when the University of Al-Qarawiyyin was founded in the city of Fez, Morocco, making it the absolute oldest continuously operating university in the entire world.
That is wild. So that means it predates Oxford by, what, over 200 years?
Exactly. But wait, here is the absolute best part. It was founded by a woman, Fatima al-Fihri.
Okay, that is genuinely mind-blowing. The oldest university on the planet, still running today, established by a woman in the 9th century.
Right? It totally reframes how you view the whole region. And that core idea, things hiding their true, brilliant nature, is essentially the architectural theme of the entire country.
What do you mean by that?
Well, think about traditional Moroccan homes, which are called riads. If you're walking down the street, they look completely unassuming. Just totally blank, plain walls, zero grand windows.
So you wouldn't even give them a second glance walking by?
Exactly. You just walk right past. But the absolute second you step through the front door, they open up into these stunning interior courtyards. We're talking flowing fountains, impossibly intricate tile work, these lush, vibrant gardens, and all of that breathtaking beauty is intentionally hidden away from the outside world.
And if we step outside those plain Riyadh walls in Fez, specifically into the ancient Medina, let me just drop another massive number on you. 9,000.
9,000 what? People living there?
9,000 streets. The ancient Medina of Fez is quite literally one of the largest urban mazes on Earth. It contains over 9,000 incredibly narrow, winding alleys.
That is just staggering. An entire, sprawling city network operating as a massive labyrinth.
Now just think about the logistics of that for a second. You have over 9,000 streets, and they are so unbelievably narrow that vehicles are entirely banned. You simply cannot drive a car through there. It's impossible.
So how does a bustling modern city actually function without cars or delivery trucks?
Goods are still transported by donkeys.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nope. It is a fully functioning ancient logistics system operating right now, today, right alongside everyday 21st century life.
The whole country is just packed with these profound, unexpected layers. Let's hop over to Casablanca for a second. There is a museum situated right there that holds a completely unique distinction.
All right, what makes this one unique?
It's the only museum in the entire Arab world dedicated entirely to Jewish history and culture.
Really? In Casablanca?
Yes. It exists to celebrate centuries of Judeo-Muslim coexistence. It highlights the incredibly deep historical ties between Morocco's Jewish and Muslim communities. It's just a powerful testament to an incredibly shared, layered history that honestly, most people just don't know about.
Okay, since we actually brought up Casablanca, I have another piece of trivia for you.
I'm ready, let's hear it.
So we all know the 1942 cinematic masterpiece Casablanca, literally one of the most famous movies ever made. Obviously, it's set right there in Morocco's largest city. So how much of that iconic film was actually shot in Casablanca?
Okay, well, given the era, I'm guessing not all of it. Maybe a few exterior establishing shots, like 10%?
Zero.
Wait, 0%? Not a single frame. The entire classic movie was a total illusion. It was shot completely on sound stages in Hollywood. That is so ironic. The city's biggest global pop culture claim to fame didn't even take place there.
But you know what's really funny about that?
While classic Hollywood completely faked Morocco, modern Morocco is actually Africa's Hollywood.
Wait, really? What do you mean?
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of the Atlas Studios in Ouarzazate? They are the largest film studios on the entire African continent. Modern Hollywood uses Morocco as its grandest stage for some massive blockbusters.
Okay, so what kind of movies are we talking about here? Like small indie stuff? Not even close. We are talking about the real, physical backdrop for some of the biggest visual spectacles in modern entertainment history. Gladiator. No way, Gladiator was shot there? Yes. And the absolute classic, Lawrence of Arabia, The Mummy, even the massive global phenomenon Game of Thrones. Wow. So Morocco is this completely hidden massive powerhouse in the global film industry. That is incredible.
For sure. And a huge reason filmmakers absolutely love it is the geography, because the physical landscape is just as surprising as the history. Just think about the most extreme environmental contrast you can possibly imagine. Like freezing, snow-capped ski slopes versus the blistering endless sands of the Sahara Desert? Exactly. You'd think I'm describing two totally different continents, right? But both of those extreme environments exist right within the borders of this one single country.
Wait, ski slopes? You can actually ski in Africa? You absolutely can. In fact, one of Africa's highest ski resorts is nestled right up in the Atlas Mountains, sitting at an altitude of 2,600 meters. 2,600 meters! That's huge!
Yeah.
And it's located just about 80 kilometers from the warm, bustling streets of Marrakech. You can literally pack your snow gear for an African vacation. That is wild. And yet just a few hours away from those snowy peaks, you hit the Sahara Desert, which actually brings up one of the most fascinating cultural groups in the entire region, the Tuareg nomads.
Oh, are those the folks famously known as the Blue Men of the Moroccan Sahara?
They are, and they're known by that name for a very practical yet beautiful reason. They wear this traditional clothing dyed with incredibly rich indigo. Over time, in that intense desert heat, that dye actually rubs off and gradually stains their skin blue.
That's visually striking for sure, but I imagine it also helps protect them from that unrelenting desert sun.
Exactly. It's highly functional and just completely unique. Okay, so we've covered the oldest university, ancient donkey logistics, desert nomads, and snowy mountains. But let's snap back to the 21st century for a second. I've got one more question for you about modern infrastructure.
Bring it on.
Morocco recently launched Africa's very first high-speed rail line. How fast do you think it goes?
High-speed rail? Maybe like 150 kilometers an hour? 200?
Try 320 kilometers per hour.
What? That is blazing fast.
It really is. Launched in 2018, this high-speed rail connects Casablanca and Tangier. A journey that used to take 5 hours has been completely slashed to just over 2 hours. It's this massive leap in modern transit, operating in the exact same country as those ancient 9,000-street mazes.
And that modern momentum absolutely carried over onto the world stage recently, too. I mean, remember the 2022 FIFA World Cup?
Oh, how could anyone forget? Morocco achieved a monumental triumph there. They became the very first African and Arab nation to ever reach the semifinals.
And they didn't have an easy path either. They took down massive heavyweights, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, completely electrifying the entire Arab world, and really the whole globe in the process. It was such a triumphant, modern moment that demanded universal attention. It really was historic. So bringing this all full circle, when you think about everything we've just talked about in this explainer, freezing ski slopes and scorching Saharan dunes, donkeys transporting goods through ancient alleys, and bullet trains literally flying across the landscape. The sheer scale of variety is what you should really take away from this. In Morocco, you can literally experience these massive extremes within a single afternoon drive. It completely defies every simple categorization you try to put on it.
It truly is ancient, layered, and full of stories most of the world has never even bothered to read. We started this explainer by talking about a standard travel postcard, dunes and spice markets. But as we've seen today, from the world's oldest university to Hollywood blockbusters to snowy mountain peaks, this country is a living, breathing paradox hiding right in plain sight.
It really is. It challenges you to look closer. Morocco isn't just a backdrop. It is far more complex than any postcard could ever suggest. Makes you wonder, what other stories are out there, just waiting to be discovered?